Hey guys, and welcome back. As I have went through and answered a bunch of the comments there, I appreciate you guys asking the questions. Do as best I can to help you out with either good advice, some advice, or bad advice. Either way, it will be advice. A couple things that I'm still learning about trains, if it will load here. I just recently figured out that, well, that's a real waste to only do one, but we'll do it anyways, just for the purpose of this. I didn't realize I could mix the materials. Oh, I didn't really want to do that either. Can I undo it? Well, I guess I haven't figured out a way to take things out of the cargo bin that I've already put in there. So as I am continuing to troubleshoot and learn here, I guess what I was getting at is I didn't know that I could, one, do multiple materials in the same train. And secondly, I didn't know that I could actually put multiple materials in the same cargo vehicle either. I used, for instance, we'll use this as an example, and I only needed one metal, so I put one metal in, and I needed like 8 woods, so I did 3 woods, even though I only have 2 cars and each car take 2 of each. I didn't know that it would allow me to put separate materials in the same car. So again, still learning how the best way to get through and accomplish everything here with the trains. I really only do it when I have tasks in COM, or I need to continue to build up these rail simoleons, because I still get a lot of upgrades to my residential buildings that require those items. So I do try to keep a small bank of those items just so that I can quickly go through and get those when needed. Oh, that'll work out. I can do 3 of each for plastic. I have done my very best to continue to do the upgrades on the Aqua Dome Resort. I am all the way up to level 8 right now. I have put in probably more time than I want to admit to watching these ads. As you see, we could watch up to 85 ads to get the free 340 tokens each time you do that, and I have already done that 37 times. So taking advantage of that where I can, because I don't want to spend real currency on the seasonal currency boost. I don't want to spend my sim cash on adding 1,000 aqua tokens. So I am going to see if it's possible to continue to upgrade this all the way through the end without having to spend any money to do it. We do have a couple openings in our group still. Anybody's still looking for a good home, let me see here. As you see what our requirements are, you can kind of see what our group code is up there in the corner. If you are looking, just let me know that you're interested in joining. Outside of that, a couple other things that I am working on just as an update here to my city, Cactus Canyon. I'm just slowly developing this based on the one manor that I had. I went ahead and put that out, and I'm just, like I said, slowly building around it. I'm not really utilizing any materials that are rare, like even this here with using the gasoline can there. I'm not going to waste those materials to do these upgrades here. I'll only do things with oil barrels and like this here, oil barrels and fish. Perfect way to do an upgrade. Anything else, I'm going to constantly just refresh, because I am in no hurry to do these, other than I am working on one of the hot spots for the casino, the 2x2s, so I can move that over to my main city, just because I've hit a dead end over there on trying to upgrade the other hotspots. I just am utilizing those regional currencies in different ways right now. I'm not utilizing the cactus in any way. Don't know how I'm managing to still be in 4th place. I've really put very little effort into doing much other than completing enough tasks here in the contest just to earn the coins so I can continue to do those upgrades. I have noticed this icon here on the Transport HQ as they're showing either things to collect. We're seeing them in every region, which is, I think, a little weird because you can't just go directly into your trains in every region. You obviously have to go back to wherever you have your train stations at, and I currently just keep all of mine in the one region just because it's kind of my free-for-all. Thought I had a sleeper going on. I don't really spend a lot of time with the plastic and the nails and that stuff. I just was trying to use that as an example. I feel I've purchased enough of these extra cars down here as I feel like I'm getting close to the next level. I'm just going to have to add another car, so I'm not going to need quite as many of these other cars that they have us doing. I did have a couple questions specifically about Omega. Omega can be great. Obviously, you want to open up Omega where you can, just so that you can take advantage of the utility aspect of it. A couple different tips I can give is if you don't need to upgrade your Omega towers all the way up to take advantage of it. I use Sunny Isles pretty much as a Omega farm. I've done 1 or 2 upgrades to each housing building, and I've filled the region as much as I can with Omega housing just so I always have those Neo coins available to collect. I really stopped upgrading my storage at 30 just because I, one, don't really store much more than 30 because I always tend to have an upgrade available. And secondly, I'll always spend that extra sim cash if I need to, and maybe I can try to take advantage. Let me see, it would be to go over the limit, because there's only one way to go over the limit. So if I spend that sim cash, I can always collect into my storage. So that means if I'm at 29 and I have this canister here and I hit the 19, it's going to give me 2 Omega and let me go to 31. And I can continue that process as high as I want. I've had over 60 Omega in my storage that only holds 30. The only problem is if you let that timer run out, then you're pretty much stuck having to empty out your entire storage before you can do anything to collect that canister. So another little tip there to kind of keep in mind. I'm really surprised I don't have an Omega upgrade that I can currently do. Don't know if I have a task available that I can do for Omega. I might. That's nice. I can do a complete building there. Again, my goal down here is to keep my control nets on this bottom row where I don't currently use any of my boosts. I got to make sure when I go ahead and demo these buildings that, one, they aren't something that I want to keep, and 2, I want to make sure they're turtles that I'm demolishing and not my cheetahs. Apologize for the background noise. I am outside and my son is playing in his bounce house and seems to be having a really good time. Multitasking where I can. I want to check and see exactly how many more aqua tokens I need for my next upgrade. Looks like I'm really close. I could do a video, which I'm sure you guys would love to watch me do. A little sarcasm there. So I'll be doing another upgrade there shortly. I'm not going to make you guys watch the video. And if you're relatively new to the channel, I do try to keep at least 8 of every item in my storage. If I don't have 8, then I make more. Try not to buy anything that I don't have to because I need my simoleons in other ways. But this is just me going through my daily routine, guys. If you stuck around to watch it, appreciate you guys doing that. Please be sure to like and subscribe to these videos to get us to move up the hierarchy of videos for SimCity, as there's not quite a whole lot of us out there that are still making them. Alright guys, appreciate you being here today. Get you some more content out this week, but until then guys, take care and happy gaming.